I learned a really cool word this week. It's a Chinese word, and the Chinese word is weiji. And I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but it's the word in Chinese that means crisis, weiji. Now here's what's really cool about that. It's actually two words put together. It's a compound word. Now wei means danger in Chinese, but ji means opportunity. So weiji, or crisis, when we think of crisis or we think of pandemic, when we think of this pandemic, it's not just a dangerous thing, it's also an opportunity. I love how those two words together for crisis mean danger and opportunity. So in the midst of this crisis in our families, there's an opportunity. And so I think this is an opportunity for us to do something special. And I think on this Memorial Day weekend, it's an opportunity for us to make a memorial. So I want to take this time today on this Sabbath, on this Memorial Day weekend, to not only honor those who have given their lives in service to our country, but also honor and memorialize this pandemic experience for your family. You know, I'm reminded of this story in the book of Joshua. It's found in Joshua chapter 4. I would encourage you and your family to spend some time in this chapter today. But as part of your worship experience in Joshua chapter 4, God, the children of Israel has just spent 40 years in the desert. You think you've been stuck in your house for a long time? 40 years wandering around in a desert. And for many of these people who are coming out at the end of this 40-year experience, they had nothing to do with it was something that was out of their control. They weren't the ones that had made them wander for 40 years. And so they come to the edge of the Jordan River and they get to cross the Jordan River on dry ground. And I'm just kind of feeding a little bit of you. I want you to read this chapter as a family for your worship experience today on your own. But I love this. In verse 5, this says, and Joshua said to them, pass on before the ark, the Lord of the God, in the midst of the Jordan, and each of you take a stone on his shoulder, according to the number of tribes of Israel. And this is going to be a sign among you. When your children ask in time to come, what do these stones mean to you? Then you shall tell them that the waters of the Jordan were cut off before the ark of the Lord was passed over, and the waters were cut off. And these stones shall be to the people of Israel a memorial. So today, as we look at the end of this coronavirus experience, I want to challenge you and your families to make a memorial. I don't know what that's going to look like. Maybe you're going for a hike today. Maybe you're going up into the mountains, or you're going somewhere on a hike, and you want to go with your family and find some stones, and you can bring them home and put them in a jar, or set up something in your backyard, a memorial. Here's an idea. Get some of these stones from your yard, put them in a jar, and then, including with those stones in that jar, write down some things. Write down some things to memorialize this day. Number one, write down some things that your family has learned about each other in a positive way about this thing. What are some positives that has come out of this pandemic experience? Number two, this is a good time to write down, for history's sake, some things that weren't so great. What were some things that you missed out on? What are some things? And just write one thing on a piece of paper, put it in that jar along with those memorial stones. Positive things, not so positive things. And number three, write down some ways that you hope your life will be changed for the better because of this experience. How has your life changed for the better because of this experience? What things have you learned that you want to continue to do because of this experience? What memorial do you need to look back on and say, my life was changed because of this? Our family's lives were changed because of this. Our family is better in some ways because of this. That's what a memorial is. It's a place for us to look back, then put a lid on that jar, or make a time capsule and say, hey, we're going to come back to this. Maybe every May, our family's going to come back to this experience and say, are we doing these things. It'll be something you can come back to, just like the children of Israel, to be a memorial for your family forever. So Carmichael families, I love you guys very much. I miss you. I can't wait to be with you in person. And we're going to continue our Zoom Sabbath schools the way we've been normally doing it at noon starting next week. But today, take some special time with your family. And I can't wait to hear what happened with your families. I'd love it if you posted it on social media, or if you put some pictures on our Facebook page, and or just text me or send me some of the things that your family did for your memorial. I can't wait to see those, and happy Sabbath.